Hey everyone, Don with Breja ToneWorks, and thanks for watching. Today's video is a modification for a Stratocaster to add a couple series and parallel combinations to kind of beef up the overall sound of that Strat. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding a single DP-DT switch. And it's going to add three different combinations which are going to give us some series and parallel combos between our neck, middle, and bridge pickups. It's going to kind of beef up that sound. There are a couple videos out online with guys who demonstrate this, so if you want, you can take a look through that. We're just going to show you here how you wire that up. Now, this mod does require another switch, so you can use a push-pull, or if you would prefer to use a mini toggle or a button, you can do that. They just have to be DP-DT switches. All right, looking at the components, we have our three pickups, 5-way selector switch, output jack obviously, one volume pot, two tone pots. I'm going to be using one of the tone pots with a push-pull for the switching capabilities. If you want to use a mini toggle or push button, you would just obviously have that switch not as a push button. All right, as always, I try to identify the lugs so you guys can follow from a soldering perspective. On the pots, I have the lugs being L1, 2, and 3, 2 obviously always in the middle. Keep this order in mind. If I do invert the pot, I do not change the order of the lugs. On the push-pull switch portion, it's A1, 2, 3 on the left side and B1, 2, 3 on the right side. And keep this order in mind again if the pot is inverted. On a switch, the left side is A1, 2, 3, 4. On the right side, it's B1, 2, 3, 4. So let's get started. As you know, we always start with grounding, so we're going to ground the top of each of the pots to the top of our central grounding point, which is, in my world, always the top of the volume pot. And remember, a volume pot always has lug L3 grounded, so please make sure you do that. To wire up the output jack, we're going to be taking a wire from L2 of our volume pot and going to the tip portion of the jack, and a ground wire going to the ring portion. Okay, it's time to wire up the capacitor. In this mod, I'm only using a single capacitor. I know in other videos I use dual capacitors, and you can certainly put that mod in if you want. For simplicity's sake here, if somebody's just got a standard Strat and this is the one mod they want to do, I'm keeping the single capacitor here. So what we're going to be having is that capacitor has got one lead going to L3 of the middle tone pot, and the other lead is going to be grounded to the top of that pot. You can use whatever value capacitor you want, and whatever type, whether you want a paper and oil, if you want a orange drop, something like that, does not matter. Okay, starting with the neck pickup, we're going to ground the ground wire, obviously, to the top of our volume pot. And we're going to take the hot and go to A3 of our 5-way selector switch. For the middle pickup, we're going to take the ground and we're going to go to B2 of our push-pull switch. And the hot is going to go to A2 of our 5-way switch. Lastly, for our bridge pickup, the hot is going to go to A1 of our 5-way, and the ground is going to go to A2 of our push-pull switch. Now, to actually wire up the 5-way switch, we're going to take a jumper wire from A4 on the left side and go to B1 on the right side, and then we're going to extend that to L1 of our volume pot. Then we're going to take a jumper from B3 to B4 on the right side of that 5-way switch. Now, the reason for the jumper from B3 to B4 is so that I can have the bottom tone pot control just the bridge pickup, and the middle and the neck share the middle tone pot. Even though they're sharing a same common capacitor, that's fine. I want to have the bridge have at least one tone control, and the middle and the neck can be combined. Now, if you'd rather have a different combination for your tone pots, please watch my video on the 5-way selector switch, and it will tell you how to wire that switch up to the pots so you can have different combinations. Now, to wire up the push-pull switch, we first want a jumper A1 to B1, and then we want another jumper from A3 to B3. Then from B3, we're going to take a wire and go to A3 of our 5-way selector switch. And from A1 on the push-pull, we're going to ground that to the top of the pot. Now lastly, we're going to wire up the tone pots. And again, this may change if you choose a different mod. This particular wiring is only for the mod that I'm describing here, which has the bridge connected to the bottom tone pot and the middle and neck sharing the middle tone pot. What we're going to take is a wire from B2 on the 5-way switch to L3 on the bottom tone control. Then we're going to go from B4 on the 5-way switch to L2 of the middle tone pot, and then we jumper from L3 on the middle to L2 on the bottom. That allows us to share that capacitor. Again, if you choose a different tone control wiring scheme, you would just wire it up however you need to, obviously replacing what I have here. Okay, and that's it. We are done. We have completed this wiring so that we can add 3 different series parallel combinations. So let's take a look at how this wiring actually works. If we have our push-pull switch off in the off position, we have our standard Strat style pickup combinations. When we turn it on in position 1 and 2, we're going to have the neck only. In position 3, we're going to have the middle and the neck in series with each other. In position 4, we will have the bridge and middle in parallel with the neck in series. And then finally in position 5, we will have the bridge and neck in series. So again, there are some guys who have some videos out on YouTube, and you can take a listen to them, and they kind of go over some of the sounds. This is showing you exactly how you can wire that up. Well, there you go. Pretty simple mod to do. All you need is one extra component, whether it's a push-pull switch or a mini toggle or push button, and you're ready to go. Cool thing is you can add any of my other tone control mods to this particular mod and give yourself whatever combination you're truly looking for. As always, I really appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions on this mod, please email me directly at brejaToneWorks@gmail.com. And remember, tone, it's not just a knob, it's sound advice. Thanks.